Hello Scorpios, I'm Christy, you're watching Tiny Turtle Tarot, and this is your reading. As always, if anything I say resonates or you feel it will in the future, please let me know by liking and subscribing. Let's get on with your reading. What's happening for the beautiful Scorpios this week? Okay, you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands, firstly. Then you have the Six of Cups and a lot of cards, can't take all those. The Hermit. Okay, I'm gonna read your cards first and then clarify them as always. So firstly, the Knight of Pentacles is very much, I really like this card as a reader because it's like slow and steady wins the race. Whatever is happening, something is progressing, even if it doesn't look like it. Things are moving forward successfully. They're just taking their time, and that's a lot better oftentimes for things to build gradually than to go from 0 to 100 back again, right? It's very good to build a stable thing very slowly. So whatever it is you're building, whether it be you building a relationship with someone or whether it be you building a career, it's taking its time, it's in the early stages and it's not rushing. It's a very beautiful energy of just enjoying where you're at without rushing to get to the next place. Then you have the Eight of Wands, which is about speed, which is about things progressing very quickly and moving forwards in the blink of an eye, and things are already on their way to you often. So it's almost like I don't know why I'm seeing a paper airplane, but basically it's already been thrown your way. It's already on its way, whether it be a message, whether it be a phone call. Your phone could ring right now while you're watching this, but it's just like it's already been sent to you. So you don't really see it coming, but it's happening so quickly that you're gonna be like, oh, she was right, that was very quick. But also it's coming after a time of you twiddling your thumbs, embracing how slow things are going, embracing things not rushing, and then you get something happen real quick. Because you're not in a rush. The universe is like, huh, and then throws you a lot, but in a good way. Then you have Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a beautiful card. It can be returning to, like, returning to a time when you were younger, returning to your, like, very nostalgic energy, basically. You could be going back to where you grew up, or you could be seeing people, meeting people, reconnecting with somebody in particular that you haven't seen since you were tiny. It's very much also just an energy maybe of this week you're feeling and embracing your inner child more. You're embracing your childmost self more without worrying about what others think. Maybe you have two outfit choices and you're like, well, one of them is obviously very much more black and dark and expected of me, and the other one is bright. I'm gonna go with that one because my inner child would really enjoy this. And there's something where your decisions are being made from your inner child, basically, just to keep repeating the word. Then you have the Hermit card, and the Hermit energy is very much soul searching, I guess, going inwards to find what leads you back out. You could be meditating more, figuring out what guides you, figuring out what lights you up, figuring out if your heart is in the right place, if you're in a career or a job that isn't quite sitting with you. It's then kind of going inward and taking time to figure out what would sit right with you, what would fuel you, what would make you excited. Because my favourite thing about the Hermit card is going into isolation almost. Even if there's other people around you, you're somehow kind of just creating this hermit shell, this hermit space for yourself to quiet your mind, and you figure out who you actually are, and then you figure out what would make you excited. Random sneeze, please don't laugh at my sneezes. Figuring out what actually lights you up, because the Hermit's holding the lantern, and the lantern has the star in it, and the star card is all about hope, and it's this little light that you kind of turn on, like Dumbledore says in Harry Potter, even in the darkest of times, happiness can be found if only one remembers to turn on the light. If that's the correct way it goes, I'm not sure, but that's kind of something where you're discovering how to turn on your happiness for yourself and then following that. And some of you, I'm feeling like that's a career change. Could also be like a relationship, like leaving one or coming into one, but it's fully based on what you feel is in alignment with you and not what others think. Clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. I think that was the Lover's card. It was the Lover's card. Just take my word for it. Don't make me bend down and get that. There is 2 Lover's cards in the deck though, so it could come back out. The Lover's card, the 9 of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. There is something here. The Lover's card is usually the choice card, it can be known as, making a choice. With the 9 of Pentacles being a singles card. Clarifying the Knight of Pentacles, which I said there's something happening slow and steady, something's happening very slowly. So with the 9 of Pentacles and the Lovers, there's a choice here whether to stay in your singleness, or there is somebody here for you if you choose. It's something that's been already kind of happening very slowly, and you already see this coming, but there's just something where you're really contemplating this week whether or not you actually just prefer being alone anyway, which is funny. Like, I don't know why that's funny, but I just feel like it's funny. There's something where you actually have someone that's taken a lot of time to get to you, and then they get to you and you go, now? Like, I'm pretty happy now. Maybe if you came 5 or 10 years ago I would have been happy about this, but now I've got used to being on my own. Like, there's something where you're like, Clarifying the 8 of Wands, you have the Fool card and the King of Wands. So the Fool is all about a new journey beginning and facing fears. Not facing fears, I don't know why I said that, but doing something even if you're scared. If there's something you want to do, even if it's outside your comfort zone, you're doing it. Because you know it's the best things in life are on the other side of fear sometimes, and there's just something about having the courage to go in a new direction, and it's happening very quickly. There could be some type of spontaneous move or spontaneous choice to move in a new direction that is going to feel very like frightening or out of your comfort zone, but very much. With the King of Wands, there's also an energy of fake it till you make it. I always say that when the King of Wands comes out, because the King of Wands is very fake. He kind of wears a mask, and even though he's very confident, if you look at him, on the inside, the reason he seems very confident on the outside is because on the inside he isn't. So he kind of overcompensates and has this bravado, and I don't know. So a lot of you, man or woman, doesn't matter. King of Wands is just the energy. You are feeling like the King of Wands this week and having to kind of put on a face or a front of being a lot more confident than you feel, and then your outsides are going to kind of reflect, and you're going to start to actually feel more confident in the end, but you kind of have to pretend to begin with. Clarifying the Six of Cups. You have the Ace of Cups and the Page of Wands. So, Ace of Cups is healing. Page of Wands is very young energy again. To clarify the Six of Cups, which is already about kind of childhood and inner children, and just being a lot more, feels very spontaneous, this whole thing. There's something happening very spontaneously, and even with the Fool card as well and the Eight of Wands, a lot of fast movement out of nowhere. This week is going to be a very spontaneous one for you that you're coming into, where you just go, I'll go there instead, or I'll go meet this person, I'll go do this. Spur of the moment decisions. With the Ace of Cups, it's going to be very healing for you. It's going to be very, very good for you to kind of just go with the flow. And with the Page of Wands, if this means travel, if this means last minute decisions, plans being made, you're not really, it's going to be very good. You're not going to be regretting or second guessing. You're just going to be going with the flow and trusting your gut and trusting your intuition more than anything. That with the Ace of Cups, it's just like love leading the way, and that doesn't have to be romantic. It could be friendships, it can be family, but there's just something here about love and happiness and emotions leading your senses and leading your decisions in a good way. Clarifying the Hermit card, you have the Eight of Swords. So there's also something with the Hermit card where you could be convincing yourself that you're on a healing journey, that you're, obviously we're all on a healing journey, but there's something where you're convincing yourself to stay shut away and to heal parts of yourself, you don't need to do that anymore. With the Eight of Swords here, Eight of Swords is feeling trapped when you're not, feeling stuck, feeling like there's no way forward, and we've all been there, we all are there sometimes. But with the Hermit card, I just feel as if you could then go, oh, I have things to heal, I have to go and take time out, I have to do this, and I should stay away from everyone and isolate myself. And the cards here are saying, like, don't do that, don't isolate yourself this week. I feel like you and your light, not only do you need to be seen, but others need to see you, Scorpio. Others need to be healed by you. That star is healing, and if you stay in your own little shell, how are others going to see that healing? How are others going to know to heal? They won't. You're not as trapped as you feel. So just make sure you kind of remember that. Remember that your mind can definitely play tricks on you, and that you can walk forwards and you can put your hands down, look around, figure out your next step. Even if you just figure out your next step. You don't have to figure out 10 steps ahead. Just one. And then another one. And then another one. I'm going to wrap your reading up here. Thank you so much for watching. If anything I said resonated or you feel it will in the future, please let me know by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next Tuesday for Tiny Little Tarot Tuesdays.